Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. This is a modern Mercedes car and this one is not. This is the Mercedes W201 and this is the Mercedes 190, the predecessor to the C-Class, which was manufactured between 1982 to 1993, and I think this is a 90s model as well. And I've kept the engine bay open for a simple reason is, obviously I can't lift it, it's so freaking heavy, but Tata Ultros needs to be really conscious because look at this 90-degree opening hood, that's crazy. So you're just going to shut it, that is the engine. When it turns on, it absolutely makes some crazy sound, and this car is so popular that the CLS guy is actually reversing to have a look at this. Anyways, we are going to put this down, which means a one-hand effort with a very heavy hood. I just managed to not break anything, thank God for that. And as you shut this, so this is the lever which you pull and then you put it upwards, and then I think this is shut. So you can see the design, it's classic Mercedes. You can, see some chrome is there on the grille, and of course you've got the Mercedes logo there and then the other Mercedes logo as well. You get these rectangle lights, and I think the W124 even had wipers here, optional of course, which used to clean the headlights. So take that, headlight washers, and bumper is finished in black. I like the classic design. In fact, the car is in decent condition, not the best, not the worst, but it is in decent condition. The red paint shade actually looks quite nice, which used to suit this car a lot. Let's look at the wheels. Okay, this is a wheel cap or an alloy? Samajh nahi aa raha. This is actually a steel wheel, I believe. 205 65 15 is the size of the tires, and from the side you can see the beautiful classic timeless design of this Mercedes car. I really love it. You get black door handles and you got this sort of a vent treatment. I don't know if it's functional or not, but turbocharged models actually had a vent here so that the turbo could breathe better and pull in better air. It gets a single wiper, that's right, a single wiper. So cost cutting there, just kidding. I think it was done so that it's kind of functional in that way itself. And I like the way the mirror has been integrated with the body. Let's do one thing, let's come to the rear. Okay, again the classic boxy design. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will hunt for the exhaust, which happens to be here. It is so much on the corner, and no rear parking camera sensors, none of that. Lights also look quite nice and beautiful and classic as well. Let's do one thing, let's open the boot. Now, okay, it doesn't open completely like with the number plate, usually what is the case. Jumper cable, because yeah, this car needs to be jumped up again. I kind of turned it off, stupid move. And this is decent size, not really big. Warning triangle there. Let's just shut this, and things are relatively smooth, but I have to really push it. Yeah, now it is shut. This antenna used to actually come out from here. Now the C-Class is not the most spacious car, so obviously the predecessor will be even worse. Not much space on offer here. Seats seem very comfortable. No headrest, no person had a head in the 80s and the 90s, unfortunately. You get a center armrest, and there are magazine holders. I'm just going to get inside and torture myself because firstly you are seated so low now. Under thigh support is really very poor. Legroom and knee room is not that bad, but this seat is not moving. It's kind of stuck as such. There's a center armrest which decided I'm not going to move anymore, so it's kind of stuck as well. Dashboard design looks really nice, and that CLS owner is like, "Main to gaadi dekh ke hi jaunga." So you can see it is actually very classic and of course very functional as well. Height adjustable seat belts, wow, handle to hold on to. It gets a sunroof which is manually adjustable, of course. We're just going to get outside. Power window controls are the regular ones, and then you got leather treatment and all. Kind of feels solid, but this material is a bit flimsy. But again, this was a compact car in that time, so yeah, I can't really complain much. Let's do one thing, let's get to the front. You can see speakers are mounted here on the parcel shelf, and steering wheel is huge. Okay, height adjust happens from here. This is, I don't know for what, that also adjusts something, maybe lumbar or under thigh support, and this is to move the seat ahead or behind. You don't get a dead pedal, you don't really need it, and yeah, it's a little stiff to operate. I love the Mercedes logo on the carpet mat, whatever. Headlight controls, headlight leveler. These are the controls for the indicator as well as the wiper, and then you can shut the air conditioning vent as you wish, of course. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirror adjustment. Seats seem very comfortable, says Mercedes here on the headrest to kind of compensate for the lack of headrest at the rear. Just kidding. Now when I get inside, listen to the doors shut, okay? Kind of solid. And here's a glove box which is lockable. There are twin cup holders. Not really cup holders, but there is slot for cup holders there. No auto dimming mirror, none of that. There's a mirror here. There's no mirror on this side, but what is this? Okay, that is for the sunroof thingy. It's manually retractable, but now I've been told not to move it because it's kind of jammed as such. Okay, AC vents are here, but the design of the AC vents are different. That's kind of weird. These are the controls for the air conditioning. I believe these are also the control for the air conditioning. I mean, maybe this will be for the defogger. This audio system is obviously added aftermarket. There's some storage space here. Okay, there's a wireless charging pad in my dreams. There are some buttons, dummy buttons, which are gone, and the gear lever, this thing is also gone. To get into reverse can be a bit of a task because you have to like pull it up and then slot it behind, and most of the time I get it wrong. There's some storage space here. That's the handbrake. The horn. The horn is actually quite nice. I like it. Steering wheel is huge. It's not adjustable, by the way. And that is the instrument cluster of the vehicle, which is actually kind of confusing first. But here you get a clock, and there's a tachometer, there's a speedometer, odometer. Telltale lights will be almost everywhere, and they're okay. I got the car out of gear. The car is moving behind because the handbrake is not working fast. What are you doing right now? I would have not realized only this car would be beyond the wall. There's a wall there. I meant that wall, not the Game of Thrones wall. Now here you get multiple things, multiple meters, temperature, engine oil, bagera, which is not important. I like this stitching here as well, and this red stitching too. But I think it's time we start driving because yeah, headroom is not that great here. I think I can put the seat down if I so wish. Under thigh support is not the best, but this car was not about practicality because it's compact at the end of the day, right? Let's see how does it drive because it's a very noisy car. Alright, we're all set to go. You can hear this car is really very loud. Yeah, very loud. So handbrake does not work, but still I'm going to put it down for the sake of it, and then off we go. Now thing is, if I stall, we are screwed because it's not going to start. That's kind of the problem here. But we have a Ford Endeavour which is going to support us with jumper cable. So Ford left India, but the Endeavour is here to support. Yeah! Anyways, let me tell you first and foremost, it's a compact car but doesn't feel compact in any way because the steering is on the heavier side. Faisal, keep the revs up. You cannot afford to stall. You can't even afford to get into reverse gear. That is the problem. So we are going to make sure we take a U-turn properly, and we did, which means off we go. Revs till 4000 RPM, but trust me, nothing happens. It doesn't really move only, no matter how much throttle you give, because it just makes 90 PS of power and 154 Newton meters of torque. The steering is not straight, but the horn is lovely. So I'm just going to use that at the moment, and the engine is extremely loud. There's no sort of refinement here. And this is a 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder diesel engine. They also had a turbocharged version of the same, which had more power. I think power was almost 126 PS and torque was 231 Newton meters. It was 4 seconds faster to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. This one takes almost 15 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, which is quite a lot of time. But let me tell you, the ride is absolutely brilliant. Now this is obviously a rear wheel drive car, but you can see it glides through on the worst of road. It's like a tank. Mercedes actually took 8-9 years to make this car, and honestly this was over-engineered. It was called an over-engineered car. They spent so much money, so much R&D, so much testing to make this car, which was absolute monster of a tank. That's the reason you can see and you can feel it feels so rugged in spite of its age. That's what Mercedes used to do earlier back in the day, over-engineering their cars, spending too much money to make it absolutely crazy. I think between let me again think, 72 to 80 they were making the car, designing it, R&D, whatever, testing and all. Then 82 they launched it, and 93 they discontinued it. So it was on sale for 11 years, and they sold I think 1.8 million units. That's quite a lot. The clutch is gone. Yeah, the brakes are not that great, but the gearbox is super smooth shifting. I love the slick shifts in this one, like really very nice. You get the right gear all the time. I think it's a 4-speed or a 5-speed gearbox. I'm not even too sure about that because for me, honestly, the numbers don't matter at all. The feel does, and this feel is just amazing. I feel like some old villain, rather a villain from an old movie. What is an old villain, Faisal? That's kind of weird. Anyways, onto the throttle. Doesn't really respond. Power delivery is very linear. There is no turbo lag here at all because this car obviously does not have a turbo. Yeah, so lag kahan se aayega? Jokes aside, it's a little ponderous to drive because of the massive steering wheel, and then ergonomics are not the best. Yes, auntie, you please cross. Uncle, you also cross, because I'm going to take 3 years to cross you guys. Just kidding. Performance is adequate. It just doesn't put your pants on fire. Obviously, the turbo motor used to do a lot better. Now we're in traffic, so we're kind of doesn't matter because these mirrors don't do a great job of showing me what's around. The ride is just amazing. It does handle quite nicely as well, but there's no traction control. None of that bullshit is needed here because it's not going to overwhelm the rear wheels. It has just 154 Newton meters of torque. That's not going to result in oversteer at all, but near limit it will go understeery, but you don't get that near limit thing. You know why it gets understeery near limit? Well, simply because it doesn't even get to the limit as such, because the engine is just so underwhelming actually. In fact, you know what? If the engine was more powerful, it would have that oversteery character, but nah. We don't even reach there. Handling is actually quite nice. Body roll is very well contained, but somehow they managed a beautiful balance between ride and handling in this car, which is the real highlight for me personally. And just short shifting, because there's no point taking it to the higher end of the rev range, because when you cross 3000 RPM it gets really loud and boomy, and I think redline comes in around 4,500 RPM. Only thing is the steering does not move, it's not adjustable for each or rake, and then the steering wheel is actually cutting the tachometer. So in order to see the tachometer I have to like go like this and see, okay, it's marked at 6,000 RPM, but no, it doesn't go beyond or till that much amount of cost. Oh, the clutch is giving me a workout for sure, but I like the way I can see the Mercedes logo there, and we are going to try and use the wipers. I have to figure out how to use that. Okay, I've given the indicator right now. I have turned on the wiper. The wiper is kind of difficult to operate. Dude, how do you operate the wiper?
Just turn the stalks.
Yeah, I've turned everything. I've like moved everywhere. Everything I've done, the wiper will refuse to start. The wiper is on a vacation. Come on, wiper! I shouted so loudly, Dodge could hear me, but this car could not, and the wiper will just not turn off. I just wanted to see the wiper move because it's a single piece unit. Okay, should we take a left from here?
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go. Okay, I don't know what hump is this, but yeah, I think we're in Hampi right now, which is near Bangalore. Anyways, off we go. $5,000 RPM, it feels like a war is going to erupt with the level of sound, and we're going to take a lefty. And okay, I cannot pick it up in high gear. I cannot see the Ford Endeavour behind us, which means that if I stall the car, you two have to push the car. So it's Tahir and his cousin who have assured me that no matter what happens, they will definitely push the car back home. So yeah, I'm kind of relaxed on that. But then you're worrying about this car stopping. Worry about that one, because if that one stops, you have to put a power bank to get it back up and juiced up to get going. And you're going to stop here on the left because the Endeavour is coming from front, and we are actually playing a game called what, merry-go-round or follow me if you can, catch me if you can. Here we go. I'm going to take a left by Endeavour. The irony is I need the Endeavour more than the Endeavour needs me, but still thoda to swag hona chahiye na yaar. Just short shift into fourth gear for the first time, and then the engine takes a little bit of a vacation and doesn't really sound as loud as it usually does, and we're just going to come to a stop here. Dude, I'm not taking any U-turn because you'll have to get into reverse, and reverse is how complex.
Yeah,
and if you happen to stall the car even though I am driving, then I don't know how will you show your face to anybody ever again. Stop honking, even I have a horn. And off we go. Come on. Oh, you're gonna race me, Alto? You're gonna win, so you just go ahead. Anyways, so here we are. Actually, the Etios opened the door now, and I did not want to take the door along with me because this one is built like a tank, of course. So like I was telling you, a lot of firsts for this car. Like the rear has an amazing five-link suspension, which is one of the major reasons for the amazing ride quality on this car. ABS, airbags, pre-tension seat belts, and whatnot. We take another left from here. We're back to the same place. Do you know now? Physics says that work happens when there's displacement, but no displacement is happening because we are like back to the same place again. Is it displacement or distance traveled? I don't know. Who cares? Who knows? Because I'm not Einstein any which ways. So we're going to take a right from here, I believe.
Left.
Oh, so the Endeavour was heading home by abandoning us. That's very disappointing. You want to race, KTM? Come on. So anyways, jokes aside, performance aside, it is the feel of driving this classic Mercedes car. I remember when I drove the W123, I loved it. And this one also I love a lot. There's no AdBlue, DPF bullshit here. It's just pure adulterated diesel, which this car honestly needs, and then it's going to love you back. On that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button. Driving in the lanes of this city is kind of making me wonder my life, that what am I even doing? Are we taking a right from here?
Yeah.
This is the right? All right, we are already, oh my God, we are there. Thank God for that. So basically you are like circling around the house, thinking even if it breaks down, there's no problem at all. And on that smartness, so you need to keep a dedicated guy for just reverse, who knows how it goes into reverse. He told me the car is in perfect condition. It's like out of the factory, and when I come, he's like, this broke last night, blah, 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 or tires got worn last night. Everything happened last night only, just before I came. Dude, I believe you. Okay, now we won't need reverse because gravity is going to help. Now that's why I was talking about physics, it's so important. Why do they plant? Dude, relax. The car is making such weird sound. I don't even want to turn the steering anymore. I think you think I'm going to stall?
No.
Maybe to prove a point I would have. Okay, and now finally I turn it off or keep it running?
Yes, you can turn it off right now.
Yeah, because if I kept it running, now I'll have to keep sitting in the car because the handbrake doesn't work. And oh, it just looks like the earth finally found peace, and this is the key of the car. Bye bye.
This thing's moving right now. You see it?
When it should have, it did not. And when it shouldn't have, it is.